Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 5 Premium Soviet cruiser, Krasny Krym. It has 15 130mm guns, 6 torpedoes, 34 AA defense rating, a surface detect of 13.3 kilometers, top speed, 29 knots, total health, 25,100. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main armament, improved aiming accuracy, reduce the chance of flood and fire. For my commander, situation awareness, basic survivability, basic firing training, expert marksman, superintendent, demolition expert, and advanced firing training. We're on the map Estuary, and from henceforth, this ship, the Krasny Krym, shall be known as the Krispy Kreme to all Americans. I'm actually curious, how many people outside of America have heard of Krispy Kreme or been to one? I'm very interested. Because for me, I see Krasny Krym, and I think, is it a corporate sponsor by Krispy Kreme? Did I miss this in the history books? Did they go over to Soviet Russia and advertise by buying the naming rights to a ship? I mean, it's just so close. It's eerie, right? I looked up the ship. It definitely existed. I looked up the Slavic alphabet for the name, and that's exactly how they pronounced it. It's just weird. But that's pretty much the most interesting thing about this ship is the name. I do like the camo. Oh, we do 3600 against the enemy Omaha. Unfortunately, this has to be one of the worst ships I have ever played in this game. It is one of the worst premiums. In fact, I think it's the worst premium ship I've ever seen. And it comes out at a time right before German battleships. The German premium battleships that might be coming. Who could say? I mean, it's going to have to compete with that sort of thing. It's bracketed by the Arizona that just came out a month prior in America. Just don't touch this ship. Please don't. You might say, oh, I love the Svetlana. I want to get more of that. No, you don't. You don't want a Tier 5 Svetlana with no upgrades. But it has more guns, Notser. How can you say it doesn't have upgrades? Believe me, it doesn't have upgrades. It's a bad ship. It's a very bad ship. It's balanced around having skills that most people are not going to have on just some low Soviet commander. So just don't touch it. Now, I'm trying to help with the Molotov. I switched to AP, and we're going to see how much AP does. 1,700. And that was 5 shells making contact with the enemy ship. He slows down, or his propulsion was knocked out. Either way, I missed completely. I switched back to HE. I just hated the amount of damage I was doing, and I was hoping to get a fire. Now, I must be real with you. I'm not using that build I introduced. I would use that build if I had to have this ship. But I would not buy the ship, because it's just bad. The build I'm actually using is the improved concealment skill. So I swapped out demolition, because immediately you see a 130mm main battery gun. Ooh, I can use advanced firing training, extend the range, and engage at a much longer range. 16.2 is nice. Is it longer than other Tier 5s? No, it's not. Does it do more damage? Absolutely not. Does it have better penetration? Nope. Does it have more guns on target? Nope. Again, there really isn't anything worth noting about this ship. Does it take a lot of damage? Absolutely. It has very, very thin armor. Pretty much like every other Soviet cruiser. You don't want to be the primary target of your enemy, and I am doing everything I can to run away from the enemy, because this flank is definitely lost. Now, I will say, its shell arc allows you to fire over islands. You're basically using your Soviet destroyer guns, and Soviet destroyer guns can fire over the islands depending on the range that you can engage at. And that's nice, especially on Estuary. I mean, this couldn't be a better map for this ship. It provides so much protection, and it allows you to be so annoying, especially if you can hit a New Mexico, and we do set them on fire. I'm just going to park myself behind the island I'm going to engage the target, and I'm not going to let up until he's dead. And you're just going to see how little damage I'm doing. The friendly Cleveland is also engaging the target. And every salvo, about 900, give or take. We are clipping a little bit of the island. He has, I think he has 2 fires on his ship. He's burning for 500, 750, about 500. So he's coming down pretty rapidly. It's nearly ideal. I can't be seen, I can't be engaged. Everything's working out great, right? Yeah, the enemy does disappear. There's no one scouting him. That's probably the last shot I will have on the target. Maybe he can put out the fires, but he doesn't. I do get a kill on a battleship. That feels pretty good. We were working on a cruiser that did escape, but I'm not going after him. That's suicide. There's like 3 or 4 ships out there. I'm going to try and meet up with my team and see if we can do anything. This enemy, ooh, never mind. There was a destroyer that was pretty open right in front of me, and another enemy battleship, the enemy Congo. So I'm going to fire my guns. I am detected, so that means yes, there's an enemy. A Nuremberg, interesting. He's not engaging me. And that's the only time I feel comfortable in this ship, is when a target doesn't want to fire on me. I am firing HE. He's got a slight angle. Even if he was perfectly broadside, 130mm guns, they're going to have a really hard time penetrating. They're just not good. But he's set up perfectly for the friendly to take him out. We are taking fire from enemy ships that are pushing the western flank. Fortunately, the enemy that was detecting us is dead. Now, there is an enemy destroyer, last known position, north of that island. And I would like to take him out. I would like to show how the guns work against a destroyer. I think he's there because there are torpedoes coming down the, what is it? Is it a canal, a corridor? Corridor works. The friendly destroyer needs to avoid it. I need to avoid it. I don't want to take it, so I'm going to slow down. It would be really bad to take this torpedo, Notser. Oh, this is going to be too close. Look how close this is. I can't believe he had range. That's because he was right there the whole time. Enemy Hatsuharu. Let's take him out. And I lead the target. I get 3 shells to do 1,800. I send out more, trying to lead him in the direction as he escapes. I just nick him for 300. So whenever a 130mm shell makes contact to a destroyer, it does 300 damage. That's pretty bad. And the dispersion isn't compensating for the low damage. You would expect, oh, okay, well, we need a lot of shells to make contact to be effective. Not quite what you get from the Krasny Krym. The friendly is able to take him out brutally, I might add, compared to my ship. This enemy Molotov is on the edge, just barely within range of my guns. He needs to be detected. And we have a friendly destroyer in the area that can do just that, and I am waiting. There are so many baddies everywhere, and I am in such a bad ship. But I am maximizing the islands and their line of sight blocking potential. I don't want to take the enemy's battleship fire from any of the battleships. They're all over me. They're going to round that island, and I'm going to have to move forward. The Molotov is able to avoid my shells, and he's probably going to engage the friendly destroyer. The friendly destroyer isn't looking too good, but if we can get 1 shell, that's 300 more damage towards the enemy's destruction. Yes, there we go. 314. You can thank me later, friendly destroyer. It's just laughable. The torpedoes, 3.7? 3.7? If I'm 3.7 kilometers away from a tier 5 in this ship, I am dead. The AP damage that they're going to do is so high that it's not even going to be close. And it's only 3 torpedoes. So right now, our team is pretty dominant. I have basically manipulated every single position on the map to avoid any attention from the enemy. There was only that one time that was basically where the enemy battleships are right now, where I was detected. But other than that, I have been hiding behind these islands like a boss. And if you take nothing else from this video, those are locations that you can manipulate in your cruiser. And I would really like to set them on fire. I do try AP, because why not? Okay, it's crappy as hell. Not surprising. I hit, what, 6 shells? 6 shells? 1 ricocheted, so obviously it didn't do any damage, but you would think between the 5 shells that made contact, or the 4, we would do more damage. It's just a bad ship. And I'm going to try and help assist in the Colorado, keeping the island in between my ship and those 2 battleships. They are engaging a friendly, and it is sort of bailing on him, and I do regret it. But just look how pathetic this is. I'm doing everything in my power to do damage. I've hit 90 shots, and I've only done 34,000 points of damage. It's really bad, and I mean, I think this is the worst matchup you could get going up against tier 7s. But it's a tier 5 that's really a tier 4. You need to be top tier to have any fun whatsoever, and that's not going to happen all the time, right? Gosh, it's so sad, the damage we're doing. But finally, the Colorado is taken out, and the only 2 enemy ships is the Congo and the Fuso. Now, the Fuso is closer. He's way more healthy, though. Way more healthy. There's no way I could ever hope to kill him before he kills me. So I'm going to try and engage the Congo with my friendlies. The friendly destroyer, Mahan, is moving around the island, and he's very unhealthy. He's going to have a tough time. A friendly Colorado is engaged with the enemy battleships, and we just need to see. I think the Congo... Oh, absolutely. This game is a dream game for a much stronger ship. A ship that could actually do... Look at that. It's a non-penetrating HE on the side of his hull. Does almost nothing. Absolutely nothing, actually, Notser. We fire again. We only do 800. Okay. I'm passing up this free damage. I would like a fire. Oh, gosh, it's so bad. It's so bad, and the rate of fire isn't that good. Considering how many... Oh, nice. Okay, there we go. 1600 superstructure. Set the target on fire. I switched to AP because it can't be that bad. Oh, it's that bad, Notser. It's that bad. We did 1K with our 7 shells. Can we do better than that? Oh, 826. We had 3 that penetrated too. It's just... Oh, man. If this isn't proof that this ship is bad, I don't know what is. Come on, we can finish it. 400, our fire takes the kill. So, couple things if you ever engage the ship. Oh no, the Fuso wants to fire on us. He's got his guns facing me. I have to go neutral. So when you go neutral, the front guns drop down to just 3 or 4. 3 or 4 single 130 millimeter gun barrels. That's all you got when you're this thin. And he decides, no, the ship is thin. The ship is very hard to hit. I'll grant you that. But it is not a threat. Just look at how pathetic the AP is. So, just to summarize, you want to fire HE, you want to hit the superstructure, you want to set fires. If you ever have to fight the ship, just fire on it. Its armor is pathetic. Its damage output is subpar. The torpedo range is abysmal. I did do 2 kills. I did set an okay amount of fires, but my guns were hot the whole time. Please don't buy this ship. Please wait for the German battleship. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.